everybody's getting fired now, and everybody seems to be surprised about it. But how did we get here? My fellow people on the left, we need to have a talk again. We need to understand that cancel culture started with us. Now, if somebody is being violent or they are hardcore harassing somebody, yeah, absolutely. They need to be found. They need to be called out for their actions. But it got to the point, if somebody just used a derogatory comment, then they were like, well, we need to find their employer and take them out. And what we need to decide in this country is, do we want to have freedom of speech or don't we? Because if we do, we can't just have it for our side. And there again, we use it on each other. Before the election, if somebody was not pro-Palestine enough or anti-Israel enough, then they needed to be canceled. Now, I am not saying that both sides are just as much to blame, because they obviously are not. I'm just saying that we built this hammer. We can't be surprised that they picked it up and used it too. Well, for me personally, I'm less sensitive to name calling. First of all, because I'm a straight white dude and it doesn't affect me as much, but also because I'm Generation X and I got called everything in the book when I was young. I was gay wad or the F slur. I even got called the W version of the N word because I had black friends. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, in the 80s, if you had friends that were black, a lot of times racists would call you a wig and then put an ER at the end of it. But the thing is I was so tempered in that dipshittery, when people call me things like libtard today, I just find it funny. I am so getting suppressed. I have filled out a whole bingo card worth of no-no words for this app. Anyway, my point is, if we're going to have freedom of speech in this country, we need to have freedom of speech in this country. If somebody's going to say something shitty, let them say something shitty. You can always say something shitty back to them, but if we're going to try and cancel somebody over every shitty thing that they say, we're not having any type of freedom of speech in this country. And yes, freedom of speech does not mean freedom from consequences, but usually if somebody is that fucking hateful, they have a pretty shitty life and they're trying to lash out. Sometimes laughing in their faces or giving them no reaction at all is the best consequence that they can face. Now, I'm not telling you how you should feel about the situation when somebody's being an outright asshole. I'm just saying, if we try and cancel them every time they are, it's going to come back on us eventually. Because if we're serious about free speech, then that means we have to stomach some disgusting takes every now and then. Freedom of speech does not come with a partisan filter, no matter how much we wish that it did. Freedom of speech has never been about protecting polite conversation. It's about protecting the speech that you hate the most. Okay, rant over. I'm off my soapbox. Now you can use your free speech to tell me how wrong you think I am. But for the record, I'm absolutely right, though.